Present and a quorum, Mr. President.
Thank you. First order of business.
Approval of the minutes of April 30th, 2024.
Councilmember McCosker moves. Councilmember Hutt seconds. Next.
Combinatory resolutions for approval.
Councilmember Soto Martinez moves. Councilmember Padilla seconds. Next, let's run through the agenda, please.
Mr. President, there is a request to refer item 2, Council File Number 13-1082-S1, to the Ad Hoc Committee on City Governance Reform.
Without objection, that'll be the order. Next.
Item 1 is an item notice for public hearing. The Los Angeles Department of Building and Safety recommends to receive and file the lien for item 1 in as much as the lien has been paid in full. Items 2 through 13 are items for which public hearings have been held. Items 14 through 24 are items for which public hearings have not been held. Items 25 and 26 are closed session items for which public hearings have not been held. 10 votes are required for consideration.
Very good. Without objection, members, those items are now before us. Do any members have any items that you would like to call
everybody?
special?
Good morning.
Councilmember Price.
We are here.
Thank you, Madam President. On advice
I don't know why
of
Kick
City
is not
Attorney,
working.
I'm recusing myself from item 5 because
Got
my wife's
kicked off of
employer
Kick?
has
Who
worked
knows?
with recipients of HHAP funding.
Item 5. Very good. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Any other specials,
You know, James,
members?
it's funny. You know, they have two versions. They have
Councilmember
the
Soto
Spanish
Martinez.
version and the regular version. We're watching, obviously, the regular version. But it's funny is the
Four.
Spanish
Very
version,
good.
for 5 minutes, all you can hear was
other
all the
specials,
chaos and people yelling and stuff
right.
in the chambers.
Seeing
While the normal
none,
one we
Mr.
watch,
Clerk, what's available now
it's
for
the little
council to
nice
vote on?
elevator music the
Mr.
whole
President,
time.
the council may now vote on items 3,
Funny.
6 through 13.
People
Those
use
items
Kick.
are now
Yeah,
before
game
us.
pattern, they
Do
do.
any
I've had a few people in
members
here
wish
from
to be
last
heard?
night, and
Seeing none, let's open the
it
roll.
stinks. You mean the encampment? No, the homeless encampment's still there. They moved out the people that actually work and go to the school. Does that make sense? Because they know that those people have sense in their head. The other ones are just, they're lost. They're worthless. They're worthless to everybody, including their parents that were worthless before them. Not much sleep, Chris. I'm fucking tired.
Okay. Again,
I need some
apologize,
toothpicks for
members.
my
Those
eyes.
items are
Holy
now
shit!
before
I
us.
see fucking what's
Let's
his
go ahead
name's in
and
the
open
crowd.
roll,
Fucking
close the roll,
Mr.
and
Sachs.
tabulate the
Mr.
votes.
Sachs is there. You see him right there? Look where it says Hernandez on the board. Look to the left. You see him sitting right
so with
there.
that, Mr. Soto Martinez, are you prepared to begin your presentation? Very good.
Yeah, coffee for
You
sure.
have the
Let me get
floor.
my coffee right now. Let's go. I'm tired. I went to sleep at 5 o'clock. Here we are at 10. So probably 4 hours by the time you get to bed, and stinks waking you up early because I had to get up. You know, I had to feed him, and then I had to get up at 8. And so I slept, 3 hours, got up, fed him, and went back to bed for another 2. Going throwing was wild, yeah. There was a lot going on last night. I'm sure Mr. Sachs. Oh, there you go, Ian.
Just
There's
give
your
folks
there's your
opportunity to
queen.
come up here. If all the speakers can come up, it would be wonderful. Councilmember Padilla.
Not many people in the crowd. There's Spindler. I see Mr. Sachs. So those 2 regulars for sure.
Councilmember Soto Martinez.
I don't see
Councilmember
Rob
Padilla,
Kwan
good
just yet or
morning.
any of the other folks.
Yes, thank you so much, Council President. So today we are here to celebrate May Day in the city of Los Angeles.
It's May Day.
Yeah, let's give a round of
Puede,
applause.
huh? Vance Beer, thank you so much.
Every year on May 1st, in recognition of the Haymarket Affair of Chicago of
Thank you, Vance
1886
Beer, for the kind words
and
and
the
the
socialist
dono.
struggle for workers' rights, people around the world celebrate the struggles and victories of the working class people who make our society run. But here in Los Angeles, we always give our little unique spin to a lot of these celebrations.
Welcome,
because
Jason.
one of the
Thank
first
you
big
for all the kind
marches that
stuff you
happened in the
sent,
city of
the
Los
kind
Angeles
words.
around May Day was in 2000. It was a coalition of folks from Chirla, which
this
is
the
also a
hours that
coalition,
people
by the
don't
way.
see
Folks
people
didn't
putting
know that.
in all the
But
time.
the Garment Worker
Get
Center,
your
the Filipino
channel,
Worker Center, IDEPSCA, and the Korean
New Heights.
Immigrant Workers Alliance, and others came together in an incredible show of force, uplifting workers and immigrants' rights. Since then, the march has transformed into different demands, always centering workers and immigrants, but also we have fought for Black lives, LGBT equality, to close the gender gap, and so much more. And the impact of these
He's still wearing
protests
his
are
same
still being
clothes,
felt
Tim.
today in this
He didn't
incredible
change his
diversity
clothes
of
from
power
last
and
night.
movement, which is
What's up,
shown by
Ian?
the workers here
Morning,
with me
your queen
today.
is there.
I'm especially excited that this year the march will be in Hollywood, in the heart of CD13. And just FYI, that was not
There's
a
the puppet. Look at the
coincidence. They
puppet.
decided to do the march in Hollywood.
See him
but
back
I'm
there?
very happy
See the
to
puppet
host
back
him in my
there?
district because Hollywood is known around the world as an iconic destination for so many people. But
It was.
oftentimes, the below the
Now
line
it's a
workers,
toilet.
the members of IATSE, the janitors, the folks that clean those buildings, the immigrants, and all the people from behind the scenes to make all these Hollywood productions are oftentimes ignored. So today, I invite everyone to join us in the streets as we march for the right to strike, the right for citizenship, and the right to uplift working people. And so without further ado, I'd like to introduce my colleague and friend from the 6th District, Councilmember Imelda
That's
Padilla.
right, Ian. Ian, there's your girl. Thank you so much for the dono, Ian. And there goes your lady, Ian.
Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you, Councilmember Soto Martinez, for choosing me as your partner to get
Did
this
she get
going
20
today.
minutes? Did you see
what
that?
a great holiday!
You see
a
the
great day
timer?
to celebrate together. I am proud to join you alongside our guests to uplift the significance of May Day and of immigrants and worker power here in Los Angeles. I want to
Wanna
begin
climb, girl?
by expressing my solidarity with the
All-nighter,
members
pretty
of
much, Night
IATSE
Rider.
and SEIU
Might as well have been.
USWW, who are in the midst of their own union contract negotiations.
Well, I don't feel like I slept.
Yes.
I know I did for 4 or 5 hours, but it doesn't feel like it.
Because everybody,
tired.
we all want our buildings,
Think
our
about all the
airplanes,
stringers and streamers that were there.
clean, as well as our movies
tired too,
and all of
Joe.
our shows that bring us entertainment to be made, and we want it to, the workers that make it happen to live a dignified life. So please count on my support as you work to reach a fair contract. When I look back to my own introduction
Somebody
to the
for
labor
sure
movement,
will, JC
I think about
101.
my college days when I spent a summer as an organizer
Maybe
with the
not the
Justice for
people in
Janitors
the
campaign
horseshoe
in
that
Texas.
should be talking about it.
I was
but
working to
someone will
help
come up to the
janitors
podium
and
talk
immigrants
about it.
with an organization named Carecen and America para Todos, who are some of the most poorly paid workers in society. We came together to advocate for their rights to have a union
If I
and
fall
bargain for
asleep
better
on
pay
stream,
and working
don't,
conditions.
Don't be
When I
mean
think about the
and
labor movement here in
take
Los
pictures of me.
Angeles, I think
me.
about one of my favorite
remember that.
movies, Bread and Roses, which is based on the historical janitor strike in Century City, Los Angeles, that took place in the 90s, giving birth to the Justice for Janitors campaign.
Justice for
A lot of the
janitors.
people
Never
that I
heard
call
about
mentors
that.
today came out of that movement. Justice for Janitors soon became one of the first union organizing drives that elevated the struggles of undocumented Latino workers. And it energized a movement for immigrants and workers' rights that recognized the intersectionalities of race,
Thank you,
economic
Em.
class,
Appreciate
and
ya.
immigration status. And of course, the predominantly Latino immigrant
Yeah,
worker
Cinco de Mayo
who
is an
won major
American
improvements
holiday.
to their wages, working conditions, and quality of life
We
altogether.
made that shit up.
This year's theme for
that's not
2024
Mexican
May Day March
Independence
is
Day.
solidarity is power. And that is exactly what forming a union helps you learn. That coming together in solidarity, we can transform our lives. This year, thousands of workers, immigrants, students, teachers, parents, and people of faith will march in Hollywood, the entertainment
these
capital of the
communists?
world.
Some
This
of
is an
them are,
important
yes.
time to
Some
raise
of them came
visibility
from
on the
communist
historic
countries,
efforts
and
that
yes.
that gains the Hollywood unions like WGA, SAG-AFTRA, Teamsters, and soon IATSE are making for entertainment
Active
industries.
shooter in Wisconsin.
Art
Yeah, I'm
production is
good.
changing.
I'd rather watch
and
this.
thus the work to creating it is as
Every 2
well.
days, there's either a fake
But
shooting
we must not forget
or
that the
maybe a
industry
real one.
does not just employ people in front of
Good.
the camera or even operating behind the camera. They are also hospitality, tourism,
Thank you, Tracy. Appreciate you.
small businesses, a lot
What's
of
up,
small
Scorpius?
businesses in my district, and service workers
May Day.
that
It's their
support the
first,
success of
the
these
first
industries,
of the month every.
and it is
I mean,
time they
first
get
of,
the dignity
May,
and respect they
first
deserve
of the
too.
May. Can't even talk right now. Got something bothering me in my eye. Fuck, man.
As we look to the future, we must also recognize how the rapid evolution of technology will impact all of these jobs. And most importantly, we must come together in solidarity to ensure that every worker in these industries gets their fair share of the pie. Because remember, the revolution comes when the worker cannot afford to consume what they produce. So with that, I'm happy to introduce our next guest, SEIU Secretary Treasurer Alejandra Valles.
Good morning, council members. And thank you to Hugo Soto Martinez and to Imelda Padilla for
nobody
the
get his right.
recognition today. I especially want
Nobody
to
gets his
uplift
name
my
right.
brother here,
It's
Hugo
Sotomayor.
Martinez,
No,
for
it's
his
Soto
leadership,
Martinez.
not just on recognition, but on
Sotomayor
actions,
is the
on raising the
justice
living
in
wage
the
for
Supreme Court.
hospitality workers, for recamareras, and for airport workers like Javon Houston, who suffers with OCPD at LAX.
OCPD? What
I
the
am
hell's
here
OCPD?
to ask all of you to stand
OCPD?
here in the
You
city
never
of
heard of that.
Angels in dignity and respect for what's happening to
I've heard of
workers
OCD.
in
What's
our city.
OCPD?
It is the city of angels for some, and it is the
I don't know what it
city
is.
of
What is
hell
that, Max?
for others.
Anybody?
Ila Mendez works as a janitor over 30 years. Ana Castro on my T-shirt. We recognized her, but nobody asked her why she's in a wheelchair after cleaning 60 toilets a night at the Wells Fargo building here in downtown LA. Javon Houston suffers from OCPD,
What
fighting
is
for
that?
black worker justice in South LA in the airport.
Obsessive compulsive
No more
personality
recognition,
disorder.
brothers and sisters. You have the power to
Thank you,
sign on
Moxie.
to the living wage,
Thank you,
to
Sweeney.
raise the living wage.
Thank you, Amy.
And you don't need a study. This is your study. This is your study. The workers'
just put her hand on her
expertise
chest.
is your study. And I'm happy to stand with you in March and stand this May Day with immigrant workers and
Overconsumption
black
of
workers.
processed foods.
But we do not need more recognition. We need actions. Everybody knows
period.
that the darker that
A period.
California gets, the lighter the funding. The darker that the workers get, the stronger the exploitation. And the darker that the state of California gets, those voices get softer. So this International Workers' Day, on behalf of the black workers that are fighting for black worker justice at LAX,
Would you be fighting for
on
them
behalf of the
if there was a
janitors
white person
that
working
are
with
scrubbing
them?
toilets humbly for a living.
So
Let's
it's
do
only
what's right.
minorities
So I have
that get
one
it.
question for you.
What happens when white
puede?
folks are doing that?
And that's a question. It's not just what Cesar Chavez said and what Mike Garcia
What's up,
and
Matt?
what janitors and workers have said. It's a question. ¿Se puede? ¿Se puede on raising the living wage at the airport? Sí se puede. Se puede for the janitors that
Except
are
if
fighting
they're
the
white.
developers right now.
No
so that
raises
they
for
can
them.
actually protect themselves on
Even if they do
workload.
the very
Sí
same
se
job.
puede. So, brothers and sisters, no more recognitions. Thank you for that. But what we want
Hi,
is
morning.
actions, not just words. Thank you.
It's a wood or wolfhound. You're welcome,
Thank you
Wolf.
so much for your powerful
Thanks for
words.
joining
Secretary
us, man.
Treasurer.
And
Of
now,
course,
of
Si Se
course.
Puede, also known as Yes We
Hi,
Can.
Allison.
And next up, I'd like to bring a friend of mine, Executive Director
Man,
of
I gotta
Chirla,
fix my
Angelica
eye
Salas.
here. Something's
Buenos días a todos. Good morning to everybody. My name is Angelica Salas. I am the Executive Director of Chirla, the Coalition for Humane Immigrant Rights, and I am so proud to stand here with our Chirla members. ¿Dónde están los miembros de Chirla? We are the May Day Coalition, and Chirla is very proud to be part of this. And we are here as working together to ensure that immigrant, civil rights, and labor rights are actually protected. We are organizations that are working together to ensure that when we organize, we then
North Dakota, they
stand
left them all in a
publicly
stack
in support
in the
of
parking
all
lot.
the things
One would
that our
assume that they
communities
went
need.
over and grabbed
On
it
behalf
and
of
brought it
Chirla
back.
and
That's
LA
what I
May
would
Day
assume. That's
Coalition,
why I
we
said you
thank
need to
you,
break
City
them,
Council
like,
member
bend them
Ugoso
over and snap them.
Jimenez, and we also thank you,
Or
Councilwoman Imelda
burn 'em.
Padilla.
Burn those
And
piles
we
of
also thank
wood.
everybody who's in right now, all our members of council who have marched with us, who have fought for us, and who have uplifted our workers and our immigrant families. In a few hours, we will host one of the largest International Workers' Day marches in this country.
Yeah, Ernst.
Today, we march with the theme, Solidarity is Power, the People United. The march has identified 4 key demands. Number 1, good paying union jobs along with the right to strike. We are
I'd rather have natural medicine
marching
over
for a
synthetic
path to
marijuana.
citizenship for the
Yeah, they
11
smoking those
million
synthetic weed.
undocumented immigrants.
Why
Many
have
of them
synthetic
who
when
are
I can
here,
have the real
many of
thing?
whom
It's like
who have
imitation
lived in
crab.
this
Why would
country
anybody
for
just buy the
decades.
crab?
They have
Get
spent
real
their
crab.
entire life in this country, in this city, and we need
guess
to
some people like
recognize
it.
them. And as you said,
Gotta be a
Alejandra,
reason
not
to
just
it.
recognize them with
Because
words,
imitation
but
crab
we
is-
need
is
laws
fish,
and
not
policies
even
that
crab.
uplift their
Round up
families,
fucking tilapia
that
and all
ensure
that.
that they can live with tranquility and peace. We
gonna have to
also
take
are
this
standing
lens out. It's
with the
bothering me.
people of Gaza and a ceasefire. We believe that it
Aw.
is unfair to
You
have
stick with
a
Gaza?
situation in this moment in which
Fuck
we have
you.
war and people are forced to leave their homes.
What about the
There
Israelis
is
that are
war
dying?
in this world
Fuck
that
them,
is
right?
forcing millions upon millions of people to have to run for their lives.
I ask you,
and we have
how many
to
Jewish-
uplift
how many
in this
Palestinian
country
employers
the
do you
right
have,
to
lady?
Asylum and refuge. And when we have to understand that war causes forced migration. So we are here marching for all our brothers and sisters in this world who are just seeking to have life and family and just the basic things that human beings
just
deserve.
tell us, get real deep with it. Yeah. Gives a fuck.
Los Angeles is a place where dreams come true, but it's also a place where
Unless you're
dreams
white or
start to
Jewish.
die. We will march because we believe in a city where workers can earn a
Or
living
Israeli.
wage, where immigrants can make something of themselves and their families, where local government can welcome
Pinche
refugees
chula, huh?
with dignity and respect, where housing is not a privilege but a right, and where our immigration
If
status
it's a right,
doesn't
why have I
define
been
us,
paying for it
and
my
where
whole
we
life?
Send a resounding message.
Can I get a refund?
That where we want life.
Do you
where
live in
we
a free
say
house?
we want- where
I bet
there
you
is-
don't. I bet
that
you
we
pay rent
want
or a
to ensure
mortgage.
That our
Bet.
communities can thrive, that our families can live in
And if
dignity
not, you're
and
definitely
peace,
paying property
that they can
taxes
have
on
a
something.
roof over their face, over their family, and that we can make sure that when people seek protection, they are given that protection. So que vivan los trabajadores, que
sorry.
vivan los
I'll have you go
inmigrantes,
again.
y que también viva la ciudad de Los Ángeles. Thank you.
Yeah. They're convenient to not say
so
anything
much for
about
your
one side,
powerful
only
and
the
moving
other.
words, Angelica.
And again, another one who mentions
Next up,
Gaza,
I'd
but
like to
nothing
bring
about
a
Hamas.
union brother. I've been in the same room for so many years.
Yeah,
I'd like
your
to welcome
union
up,
brother.
Tom
I
Davis
know.
from
Here
IATSE.
comes the whole sob story. Everybody in your family was poor. Nobody had anything. You were the first one to do everything. I know. I've heard the story on and on and on.
I'd like to
Soto
start by
Martinez,
acknowledging,
a.k.a. Soto Mayor, who they don't even know who you are.
you again. And I also want to thank
Wait, why is the white guy
Council
talking?
Member Soto Martinez for
We can't have any white guys
inviting us
talking.
today
This
to,
is against the
to
rules.
address the council.
You know,
I'm Tom Davis, international
against the
representative,
rules.
and with me this morning is Joel Galarza, a business representative from.
I don't want to hear from any white
IATSE,
folks that look like
as well
me.
as Malachi
Nothing.
Simmons, who is the vice president of IATSE.
He's
Local
way too pink to be
728.
speaking.
May Day, or as some would, as we like to refer to as International Workers' Day, holds a special significance for those of us
Welcome,
in the
Nika.
entertainment industry.
Good to see you.
May Day is significant because it signifies the ongoing struggle for entertainment workers and all workers in their struggle for safe working conditions, the ability to maintain and create
Is
a
it going to go down at
middle-class
UCLA? I would
lifestyle for
assume
themselves
something's going to
and
still
their
happen.
families.
Because that
Our
fucking
members,
homeless
the
encampment's still
technicians,
there. The kids
and
don't
artists
want
that
it.
make
So
the
what do you
magic
think? I
happen
mean,
in the
I
entertainment
figure
industry
probably nothing
face
much during the
some of
week
most
here, but
extreme, unique
weekend
challenges,
maybe.
Yet are among the most unrecognized.
Bro got Garcon vibe.
Long
He
hours,
does. You're right.
working in
Night vision.
inhospitable conditions,
Or Gascon, right?
and the uncertainty of employment, and of course the recently added threat of artificial intelligence.
Uh-oh, the
Today,
AI is going to
May
start
Day
their cleaning for them.
Is marked with peaceful demonstrations,
Hmm.
showing our solidarity with all workers to publicize the benefits of coming together and speaking with one voice. It should not be lost on any of us that the struggle of the labor movement is responsible for some of what is now considered some of our most basic
The
rights.
white dude may ID as a Mexican
We should
lesbo.
remind ourselves that these rights that we
Could
take for
be.
granted today were achieved only through struggle and martyrdom. It was born of the movement
Oh, look, Pander,
The 8-hour
great
day.
Panderer, right there. Look at him, look at him,
on
look
May
at him.
1 of 1886. The
Pander.
American Federation of Labor called for a nationwide strike to demand an 8-hour day. On that day, in that year, a
Diesel? Marx would be
provocateur
disappointed.
set in motion a struggle that lives on today.
Karl Marx.
Working people coming together to improve their lives for themselves
the
and their
Marx
communities
Brothers.
for which they live, and recognizing that the 8-hour day was the impetus for this movement, the ties that bind.
Big guy looks high as fuck. Which one is
It
that?
is rather ironic that as I stand before you right
Guy
now,
right there on the left? Over
the
there?
IATSE the union that represents the largest number of entertainment workers in the world,
This guy?
is in negotiations with the multinational employers that make up the Association of Motion Picture and Television Producers,
It's not time
fighting
yet,
for
Bubba.
humane work
You
hours
ate at 8
and rest
o'clock.
periods.
That was 2
And
hours,
there must be
37 minutes
recognition
ago. It's not time
that the
yet.
transitory nature of the work demands that the
know, I
workers
know.
are compensated in a fair
13
and
minutes
just
and I'll
manner.
feed you again, okay? 13
We
minutes.
do this 138 days after the first May Day. 138 years.
Love you. I love you.
That the profits garnered through the sweat, tears, and sometimes the lives of those workers deserve to be compensated
I know, Kenneth. He
in a
always
way that
does.
allows them and their
Right
families
when he gets
to live with
around
dignity.
feeding time.
Two,
He's always early.
after years
Always.
of giving to the
He
corporation,
can never wait his time.
to be able to retire and enjoy life with their families and their loved ones in their waning years.
Yeah, your time has
Our
expired,
movement
bro.
is not just about getting more. We know that history has shown that when we have strong unions, we have a strong middle working class, and when we have a strong working middle class, their entire community prospers. And I thank you.
I agree, Rob. I want to see I want to hear Mr. Sachs. I haven't heard
Thank
him
you
in
so
a
much,
while.
Tom Davis.
Love him.
That's it.
Good to
for
see him in there.
some folks. Yes.
Hi, I'm
Thank
Arnold
you very
Sachs.
much, Mr. Soto Martinez, Ms. Padilla. We do have a couple of members on the queue. I'd first like to recognize Councilmember Harris Dawson, followed by Councilmember Hernandez.
Thank you so much, Mr. President, and thank you so much, Councilmember Padilla and Soto Martinez and all of our labor leaders that are here.
He looks like
this is
Gaston. You're the second
always
one to say that,
a
JC.
special day for me and a special
Brandon.
day for this city. My dear sister Angelica Salas, who we started off as organizers together, I want everybody to know she called me and said, you got to be at this march on May 1st in the year 2000. And so we did a big mobilization from Community Coalition, and we went there, and it was so gorgeous. It was every kind of people from every corner of the
What's up,
city
Shecky?
walking down the street, marching in unity as workers. And your colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, managed to get arrested that day. And so May 1st, 2000 and May 2nd, 2000 are the only days I've ever spent inside a prison involuntarily. And I have my good friend Angelica
You
to
weren't in
thank.
prison. First off,
for
you were in
bringing me to
jail
that
or a
event.
holding
But
cell, and I
that
doubt you're
event was
even in
important,
there.
and this event this morning is important.
Okay. Prison
One
and
of the
jail are two
dynamics
different
that
things.
happens in this country and every country is there's an effort to divide workers. Documented workers against undocumented workers. Black workers
What's up,
against
Silver?
brown workers. Middle-class workers
Hi,
against
Rhonda.
working-class workers. And so what we do here in Los Angeles is we unite working people, because that's how this city was built. Every part of our great city, whether it's South LA, the Northeast San Fernando Valley,
Mark M,
the
it's
West
supposed to be the
Side,
6th.
San Pedro,
5 days.
all of these neighborhoods.
But I'll be
were
honest, I don't
built
think we're gonna
on
get it.
The
I mean,
backs of union
she's this close to
families.
possibly
And so
getting
we always want to remember that
busted.
here
I mean,
in
I
the
don't
city
know.
of Los Angeles, and thank you
In
for
fact,
coming
her
and reminding
entire
us
legal team
afresh
just quit
and
on
doing
her.
it in a way that we can all
So
be
those
proud of. Thank you so much.
25 and 0,
Thank you.
all those
Councilmember
lawsuits
Hernandez,
she's
followed by
facing are now
Councilmember
she's
Price.
going to either fight them on her
Council
own
President.
for herself,
Thank you, Councilmember Hugo Soto Martinez and Councilmember
representing
Padilla
herself,
for bringing
or
these
she's going to
incredible
find somebody else that
leaders
she's
and
not going to
workers
pay to
and
do it.
Advocates to our council. I want to share
They're not
that
getting
I've
paid. They're
been
done.
a
They're like,
IATP
bye.
92
We
member
don't get
for
paid.
nearly 5 years
We don't
when I
work
used to
for
at
free.
Universal Studios and was there
And
when
beware of
contract
anybody,
negotiation was
ladies and
happening.
gentlemen,
I wasn't a
who
part
wants
of
you to
it,
work
but I
for
was,
free.
someone who reaped the benefits of that work.
They don't have
and
any
I'm
respect for you
internally
in that
grateful
sense.
for the work that
None.
unions do to make sure that we get sick pay, that we get paid correctly for overtime, and that we get the benefits that help support our families. And I appreciate the call to action.
I don't think so,
Because you're
wise
right,
guy.
It's not enough just
In
to
fact, when I
celebrate
woke up
here,
this
bring it
morning, there was
today,
2
but we
alerts
have to
telling me
take
that
action, and
UCLA
I
has
just
closed
would love to,
closed the
get more clear direction
or
from
I'm
y'all
sorry,
on
has
how we can do that effectively. But
not
thank you so
stopped,
much for
but
making this happen, and
yeah, like
que Dios
stopped
los
classes
bendiga.
for
Gracias.
today.
Thank
Canceled.
you.
That's the
Councilmember
word I'm
Price,
looking
followed
for.
by
Jesus, can't even
Councilmember
think right now.
McOsker.
They've canceled classes today
Mr. President,
on the campus at UCLA, so that way you can, you'd limit the access and amount of kids and people that are around there. I mean, remember, those were the kids. That wasn't the faculty up there doing that shit. And shout out to the freshly indicted one, old Grady over here.
As native born and who are working hard to make a difference in
What's up,
this
Five Fan?
community.
So yeah, that's really what we're facing now. So I'm guessing they're trying to thin out the herd in a sense. I also say, well, if they have no classes, that might make them congregate in bigger numbers because, isn't like midterms like right around now? I mean, fuck, I don't know.
We continue
I thought it was. So, they got to study. Get ready for all that shit.
Celebrate those who
I don't
are
know.
working, celebrate those who are benefiting. And celebrate
What's up, Monester?
Thank you again.
How are you?
Thank you. Councilmember McCosker.
The wrath of God will strike you down.
Thank you so much, council members, for bringing in these great
Damon, it's at a middle school, not a university, with a
just swath of
14-year-old
many,
active
many,
shooter.
Many,
Okay,
many
well.
people
Yeah.
across all demographics who work so hard in the city of Los Angeles. I come from a community.
I
in
try
the
not to
1-5
carry,
where we have many fights.
show those
that
anymore,
our workers,
Tracy. It's just,
I'm wearing
it's monkey see,
my
monkey do.
longshoreman's hook today because
So more
I'm
people
reminded
that prop it up
every
and push
single
it,
day, not just today, but every
these
single
people
day
know
we
it and
need to
love it.
fight
They're
for the very
just
existence
copycats from the original
of
folks
some
who did it.
workforces. Because we're fighting
So,
against
that's
multinational
it.
companies.
Oh, my girlfriend just
and
walked in. You see her? Look, look, look,
AI
look, look
and
on the back. Look at her back.
And so we have to remember.
We didn't even get her here to
everybody-
talk yesterday, I
everybody
think.
just across this entire.
So I feel like you're just
city.
pushing
For
the
some,
narrative.
it's the city of angels. For
And you
some,
do
it's a much
realize that
different
some of
story.
those are fake, right,
Completely
Tracy?
get that. And
Some
I
of those
also
are
wanna
not
just
real.
Take a point of 2 points of personal privilege. I want to recognize.
Because again, the news companies
my
can
older
blast
brother.
all that
Did I
shit
say
out,
older
and all they have
brother?
to do is a
Pat
retraction.
McCosker.
Oh, we're sorry. It's what we were told.
Former labor leader here in the city of Los Angeles.
Then you're
And I
propagating
think
the
Pat
lie.
And I would both want to recognize my brother Mike, who passed.
And it's been a while since I've
Deeply,
done those. I
deeply,
just
deeply care
kind of don't
for the
want
labor
to
movement.
perpetuate the problem.
What little I know about the labor movement, I learned from my brother Mike.
And
Everything
essentially,
I know,
most of it's already
I got
done
from him, but
anyways.
He didn't teach me everything.
That's why
he
you
knew.
heard about it, right?
So thank you very much.
Real or fake?
Thank you. Councilmember
I
Soto
love it's a
Martinez.
campus shooting, and then all of a
Thanks so
sudden
much,
it's
everyone, for
at
your
the Burger
wonderful
King
and
across the
heartfelt,
street from the campus,
words.
and it's like a street
But
gang
yeah,
or
I wanna
whatever,
invite everyone
shooting at each
today.
other.
Sunsetting
But
Gower
that
at 2
is a
p.m. will conclude at 5 p.m. on
active
Hollywood
shooter.
and Highland. And let's hear one
Everything
more time
gets
for our amazing speakers
pushed
and all
together.
the great comments.
Thank you all very much
No
for being with
peachy
us
folder,
today.
no
I'd
nothing?
like to next recognize Councilmember Harris Dawson for our next presentation, please.
How come you're not yelling at them to quiet down and no clapping? Just wondering. How come there's clapping and yelling, but anybody else claps and yells, they're in trouble, big time.
Sorry,
fact, they
my
get
mistake,
kicked out of the
Councilmember Harris
chambers.
Dawson. I apologize for that. Councilmember Price is our
4
next
minutes, buddy.
presentation.
I'll feed you in 4 minutes, okay? 4 more minutes, and Daddy, I'll feed you. I promise. 4 more minutes. Before you know it, it's here. Oh, the last one that got caught by ethics commission there, John Lee, for taking trips and to Vegas that weren't paid for, and gifts that he wasn't supposed to take, allegedly. Yeah, there he goes. Don't forget about old John Lee. Boy, it's dead in there. Look at that. So you got 2, 3. We got 3, 4. If my girlfriend talks, we got 4 regulars. Look at Spindler. Fuck you. He's not even talking to anybody. He's just talking to himself right now. Straight cuckoo, dude.
Councilmember Price. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. President.
Oh, he's back
Colleagues,
again.
We have a chance again to celebrate another angel in our family, WB. Today marks a special day as we come together to honor the retirement of one of our very own, Loida Gargantia. Let's give it up for Loida.
He doesn't even know how to say her name.
She entered this world
Doesn't even know her.
on June 30th,
Get out of here, dude.
1967 in Manila, Philippines.
Get out of here,
At only
dude.
11 years
Didn't even
old,
say
she
her name
embarked
right.
on a courageous journey to the U.S. Although she faced many challenges along the way, she navigated through each obstacle and was determined to follow the path of success. Following her
got some new
graduation from
glasses?
Belmont High in 1986, Loida pursued her degree from Cal State L.A. She simultaneously worked at the Fidelity Title Company alongside her sister Myra.
Well,
Myra.
Pike, depends on which side you're looking at.
There's Myra. Okay.
If you're talking about
Despite
the homeless
facing setbacks,
encampment
including
side,
layoff,
I'd say
she
90%
embraced
are
the
not,
opportunity to grow
if
with
not
new-
even higher,
with new
95%.
This
And
is
if you
where
looked
her
at the
city
other side, I think it's
employment
quite the opposite.
commenced.
85,
Her long-standing
90%
career in the
are
city of LA
students.
began 30
Those are
years
students.
ago as a clerk typist in the creative
Enough of the
services
shit.
department.
They don't.
Today,
They can't. They ain't
she
gonna
stands
take
as
it no
senior
more.
administrative clerk in the payroll department, and will be leaving a lasting impression on
Walmart
those,
and
all
Morgan
those who
Freedom
have
not
had the
locked
privilege
up
of
yet.
working with her.
Fucking time.
Beyond her professional and personal achievements, her character radiates charm and compassion.
What's up, Shell?
Her
Morning.
humble demeanor, coupled with a contagious
Illuminati
giggle
reptoid.
and a love for life's simple pleasures, has endeared her
to all who have known her and the privilege of working with her. As we say goodbye
That's it,
to
Mark.
her on
Again,
a
Mark, these are
well-deserved
all
retirement, I hope that we can
gaslighters.
continue to take peace in her resilience and
They're
kindness
just gaslight.
as we continue to
They're
matriculate as
bullshit
city employees
through and through.
elected officials.
They don't know any of these people.
Rita, today,
they never met her.
Your work, your 30 years of hard work have not
if you
gone
did, you just said
unnoticed,
hi
we
and
wanna
bye.
Thank you for all you've
Didn't
done
actually
for the
say
city
hello
of
'cause you don't
Los
know her
Angeles.
name.
Congratulations on your retirement, and may you have many happy days ahead.
UCLA has a homeless studies program. How's about the guy who said he was smoking?
And now we got a colleague and
with
friend,
the homeless dude
Patricia
that's
Jimenez,
on the
who-
encampment side. I told you it's a homeless encampment. Those people don't work, even the
Good
ones
morning,
that
everyone.
could.
Thank you. I just want to say the most warmest, heartfelt thank you to Loida. I had the joy of meeting her in 2007 when I joined the city clerk family, and I've been working with her since
I don't know,
then.
Bionic.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
Soon. What's up, Terry? Good morning.
Kind nature and her attention to detail
I love
just made
seeing
it
Mr.
such an easy
Mr. Saxon there, though.
transition. We cried, I think, the first 2 years as we settled into our new roles. But I think it's just
I'd
more
cry
than anything.
too if I had to
just
work
wanna
with these
say that
people
it's
every
an
day.
absolute honor to call you a friend and family. And I just wish you the very
I'd
best.
cry at home.
in
I'd
this
cry
new
aloud at
chapter
my
and this new
table.
season. And all I can say is enjoy, savor every moment, and I look forward to hearing it. all
Savor
of
the
you.
flavor.
Another colleague and friend, Lynn
Thank you
Hubbard.
so much, Tracy. You rock.
My money don't jingle.
Happy Hump Day, Tracy. Happy Hump Day.
Loida for the past 12 years. Her dedication to her job has been unwavering. Loida, you have made me a better employee.
Your name's Loida.
Get up here, Loida.
Did it sound like he said Loida any of the
A
time?
better
Not once.
supervisor and a better
Lolita, I heard.
Loida,
Not
your
Loida.
infectious laughter will be heard down our halls for many, many years to come. We have celebrated together. We have grieved together. But
All
most
right, let
importantly,
me
we
take
have
care of this really quickly. You ready to eat?
And your timing
Somebody's
right before
ready.
the workday transition.
All right, let me go feed him really quick because he's just hungry and he's bugging me. And look at all the
But
visitor
here in front of
passes
the honorable
on
council
the
members, in front
on
of
the
staff,
puppet.
Your beautiful family, and I know that your mom and your brother are looking down.
Look
on
at the
you.
puppet.
Great
Look at all the visitor passes. Like
We
he
wanna congratulate
collects them,
you
and just
on
sticks
your
on there.
retirement.
That is Mr. Sachs. He is there.
Okay, I understand we had a video presentation from our city clerk.
Hi, Loida. I wanted so badly to be there for you today. I'm sick, so thought it was better for everyone if I stayed home. But it's really important to me to thank you for 30 plus years of service to the city clerk. You've worked with us the whole time. First, you provided services to creative services, keeping track of all the proclamations and resolutions that were sent to creative services. And then in 2010, when our department was cut in half during ERIP and the city was in really bad financial shape and we were trying to save jobs, we moved you into payroll from creative services. And I don't know whether it was something you wanted, but you handled it with such grace and you were so nice and so professional, and you have been ever since. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much, Loida. I wish you a wonderful retirement. We are definitely going to miss you, but know that this is a good time for you and your family, and wish you all the best. So bon voyage, and keep in touch with us.
Okay, before we hear from the woman of the hour, we got to hear from Albert from City Graphics. Albert?
Thank you, council members. Well, I had the privilege of working with Loida half of my city career. Oh, sorry. And I have the honor of being her friend for 25 years. Friend of the family also. So she asked me not to do any certificates for her, but it wasn't only me. I had Candy Beretta and Council President Chief of Staff Garo requesting it. So, but I wanted, this was a special for me because it's a thank you card from me and my family to you for dealing with me. in this part. Okay, thank you, congratulations, best wishes and happy and healthy retirement, okay? I did it anyway. Okay. Thank you.
Now, our angel of the day, Loida.
Yes.
First of all, I just want to say thank you to my bosses here. And like they said, it's not just bosses, they're just friends. And of course, to my family. I can't believe my sister woke up early just for this. And of course, my husband and my son, who's here, always supporting me. And, you know, it's been 30 years. I can't believe it, but I've met so many friends, and they will be missed, definitely. But I'm so happy that I'm working for the city, and I count my blessings every day. So thank you all. Thank you all for doing this for me.
On behalf of a grateful city.
All right, Mr. Price, before we give the big cert, we got a few members on the queue that want to make comments, starting with Mr. John Lee.
Loida, I can't believe there's somebody that I feel like I've grown up with in this building that's actually retiring. You know, throughout the years, whether it was creative services or in your role as personnel, I always felt that you were politely scolding me for one reason or another. Whether it's my last-minute cert requests, you know, that we had when I was working for Councilman Wax, or when I was chief of staff, making pay adjustments, and you reminding me, John, you have to do it on certain days. And you always came to me, and you know, you would tell me like, why are we always involving retroactive? Why can't you just plan ahead and put the pay raises at the right time? And Lloyd, you've been a friend of mine for those years. I started in this building in 1996. You were here at every step of the way. I just, it's sad to see you leave. When I looked down at my, when I looked at my notebook and I looked at the different presentations and saw your name, I immediately looked up and,
what are you crying for, Bubba? Come here.
I thought it was your birthday. I thought we were celebrating your birthday today, because there's no way that you were retiring. Lloyd, thank you so much. Thank you for all the help that you've given to me and all the offices over the years. You've been someone that we always knew that we can turn to when we needed help. It was always nice having you proofread our certs, making sure that we weren't making those mistakes, and just, you know, really, you know, being a friend and accepting my apologies throughout the years. Thank you, Lloyd. We're going to miss you here in the city of Los Angeles.
Thank you, Council Member.
Councilmember Hutt.
Lloyd, I'm new, you remember, and I was running, calling, and I just appreciate all the time and energy you poured into me for helping me get the job done right. And you'll be missed, I'm sure. Other members that are new who could really have benefited for everything.
Sorry, guys, I
that
had to
you
take
to
care of
offer
something
to
really
help me get
fast on
things
eBay.
right. But I'm sure that in your retirement, you'll be available. No, just kidding.
Okay.
Enjoy your retirement, and thank you so much.
Heather, you were never
Thank you, Councilmember Rodriguez.
Tell her, Ian.
Thank you, Loida. Congratulations on this well-earned retirement.
Well, yeah, everybody knew her name except for the guy who was actually giving her the presentation.
You have been so instrumental to so much of what we do here. And
You better roll every R, Monica.
That make so many people.
I'm Monica Rodriguez, and I want to hear it all.
Because of what you do. So I just want to say congratulations on this well-earned retirement. It's really, you know, so many.
Give her her
of the
frame
special
and let her
things that we're able
go.
to do in this city come as a result of the folks that don't often get recognized. You're among them, and I just want to say thank you so much for all of your years of service, for
That's it,
all
Ian,
the work
thankfully.
that. Thank you for holding John Lee accountable, whether he was a chief of staff or a council member. Follow the damn rules.
Yeah, 'cause we know he breaks them.
No, honestly, it just, you know, it's.
He's next on.
there's
He's
a lot of
the
history.
last one to
There's a
get
lot of
caught by the
beautiful history in this
Ethics
building
Commission.
people
That was
don't
just
even-
this year.
Can't even begin to understand, but you're very much a part of that. And so to that, I just want to say thank you so much for all of your years of service. We appreciate you.
Councilmember Hernandez.
Thank you, Council President. Lloyd, I just want to say thank you so much to you and
They
your
all
team
know her name,
for
but one
everything
dude.
you do for your
Funny.
years of dedication.
Why didn't any of them
Just
do
to
it?
echo what Councilmember Rodriguez said, is that you all help us do our job better. I can't tell you how many times people have cried when they received a certificate from the city of Los Angeles. And so it means a lot to people, the work that you do. And so just thank you for helping us recognize people in our communities.
You
and
happy now? You got a full belly?
I'm grateful that we get to recognize you here and for your decades of service. Thank you so much.
That's why you attack Daddy.
Mr. Price.
I love attacking Daddy all the time. Because you're a predator.
Thank you, Louisa.
You're a handsome little boy, but you're a predator.
Congratulations.
Yeah, you're a predator. You be killing things. 44,000 views last night. Shit, yeah, man. That's just on YouTube. But shit, yeah, man. A lot of people. But to be fair, 44,000 isn't very much. One. Oh, man. Is that Stacy Cigar Bollinger in the Seahawk hat? Holy shit, that is her. I want to say that's her.
Thank you so much, and congratulations.
That's Stacy in the Seahawks
Another
hat.
big round of applause is in order here.
Is that her? I mean, it looks to me like it is.
All right, and with that, we're now moving on to public comment. Please note today's meeting includes a call-in option for public comment.
All right,
Public
finally,
comment
we'll
will
get
be
back
taken
to
both
work here.
in person in the council chamber.
Yes, sir, James? Yeah, I
and
think
also
so.
via teleconference.
What are you doing?
Clerk, would
Hey,
you please
hey,
read
hey,
out the
what are you
call-in
doing?
information that was also
What are you
provided
doing?
in the agenda?
Thank you,
Bro,
Mr.
really
President.
right
As
now?
indicated on the agenda, members of the public wishing to offer public comment should call.
You wanna call in? If you wanna call in, there you go, 669.
And use meeting ID number 160-535-8466, and then press pound. Then press pound again when prompted for a participant ID.
Bro, look at him right now.
Once admitted into the meeting,
Underneath the
press star
screen,
9 to request to
half
speak.
on the
When it is
computer.
your turn to speak, an
You see
automated
that?
Zoom voice will ask you to press star 6 to unmute. Let me repeat.
See him?
Call 669-254-5252.
Can't put cameras
and use
everywhere.
meeting ID number 160-535-8466, and then
that.
press pound. Then press pound again when prompted for a participant
How is that
ID.
remotely
Once admitted
comfortable?
into the
You're
meeting,
underneath
press
a
star 9
screen.
to request to speak. When it is your turn to speak, an automated
He
Zoom
is a
voice will
rebel
ask you to
cat.
press
He's
star
definitely a
6 to
rebel.
unmute.
To people providing
That's why he
public
didn't end
comment,
up dating
when it
Dottie,
is your
'cause he was
turn
a
to
rebel.
speak, either at the podium or on the phone, please state which of the agenda items you would like to speak to.
He doesn't ever be
You will have 1 minute per item,
Especially
up to 3
after he
minutes
eats,
total
he gets all
for the
kooky.
items open for public
Energy
comment.
boost,
We will tell
zoomies.
you when your time is up.
Shit, yeah, to
When
comb
speaking
that
on the
thing or
agenda
what? I don't
items,
know. Look at the
you must
cowlick
be on topic.
sticking out in the side.
Our goal is to get through as
They
many
cut it
speakers
too
as
short
we
in the
can.
back. Look at the cowlick
If
sticking
you are
out.
not on topic, or if we cannot tell whether you are on topic, you will get one brief warning from me or the president. At that point, you need to get immediately and clearly on topic. If you do not do so, or if you again stray off topic, you will
there he
forfeit the rest
goes.
of your speaking time, and we will move on
Go
to
sit
the
in your
next
bed.
speaker. The items open for public comment are item number 1, items 14 through 24, and items 25 and 26. So again, let me repeat. The items that are
You guys are
open for
mean,
public
chat
comment
room.
are item number 1, items 14 through 24,
chat room just
and
going
items
crazy
25
on
and
YouTube right
26. Members of the public may also speak for up to 1 minute for general public comment. During general public comment, members of the public
Tribe,
may speak
I
to
think
any
he
of the other
literally
items
he
or
combs
anything
it
else in the
legit.
city's
Looks
subject
good,
matter
and then he gets in his car. He gets in his
For
Prius,
members of the
pulls
public
into
calling
work,
in, when
and
it is
then
your turn to speak,
goes to
an
sleep, waiting
automated
for the
message
doors
from
to
Zoom
open or
will
something.
prompt you to press
Then he
star
wakes up
6
and the
to
back's
unmute
like
yourself.
flying up again
If
instead
you
of
do
being
not do
back
so,
down.
Council staff will prompt
I
you
think
once
that's
more.
about where he's at.
At that point, you need to immediately unmute yourself, or unfortunately, you will forfeit your speaking time and we will have to move on to the next caller. Finally, because of a brief time delay between the live meeting and the broadcast, 2 things are important. First, while waiting for your turn to speak, please keep an ear to the phone so you know in real time when it is your turn to press star 6
That's
to
a
unmute.
wig. That ain't no wig.
Second,
That's
if you're
all
listening
him,
to this
baby.
meeting on another device,
There is
please
zero.
turn down the volume
zero
on that
wig
device
there. No
immediately
hair
when
plugs.
it is your
That's all
turn to
real.
speak. Between feedback and the time delay, it will cause a great deal of confusion if you continue to listen on your other devices.
I just would pay
All
anything
right,
to see
so
him in a
we
motorcycle
are now
helmet.
ready for our first set of callers. Your name will be called.
bro,
You can line up on the side
I want to see the
of
helmet,
the
and then I want to put it
auditorium,
on
and you
after
can
he
come
puts it
up
on.
in any order. Just state your name.
Stick my
and the
hand in
items you
there,
wish to speak
as well
on.
as my head.
Sally Leslie, Stacy Segarra Bollinger.
Oh,
Public,
it is her.
Arnold Sachs.
There's the
Candido,
confirmation.
Encore Patel, Eddie Navarrete,
Oh,
Patrick
here she
McCusker.
comes. I don't see guys, but we're going to put the over-under at 21 today. 21's the over-under. In case he's there, I do
Which
not
items
see him.
would you like to speak to?
Just public comment. Thank you very much.
So you have 1 minute for general public comment.
Thank you very much. Today I was at the neighborhood committee enrichment today, and I just want to say, Ulysses, you ran a very good meeting. And this is coming from a Republican conservative. You actually ran a very good meeting, and you asked some very poignant questions. I appreciate that, believe it or not. But one thing, unfortunately, that certain people,
Look at Mr.
the
Sachs
mayor's
fumbling
office
while he's
potentially
shit
is
over there.
keeping this council ignorant is the allowing of convicted registered sex offenders on neighborhood councils.
Ooh, huh?
Next Wednesday is my 6th person I have to go to their criminal proceeding.
6th.
To have them removed
6th.
from the neighborhood council
6th.
because they're a convicted registered sex offender. I wish you, Ms. Hernandez, you would address why Dunn is allowing convicted sex offenders.
Speaker,
on
please do not
neighborhood
yell into the
council.
microphone.
Don't yell into the microphone. You can injure the people who are doing translations. To everybody speaking, please do not yell into the microphone. It's not a matter of expression. It's a matter of the safety and health of the folks doing translation.
Good morning. Which item would you like to speak to?
All items, please, and general public comment.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the items.
Great, thank you. Oh, bye, Tracy. So we have some stars for the Hollywood Walk of Fame. We have Dave Chappelle, Chris Hemsworth. I don't think either of those people are really worth giving a star to, but it doesn't really matter whose name is on the star because there's going to be shit on it eventually because there's nowhere to use the bathroom on Hollywood Boulevard. We also have
an old drop.
an extension of a temporary closure
Just don't
of
use it all.
121st Street between Figueroa and Hoover for the reasons of public safety. That's a pretty big stretch of street. All this motion does is say we need to close it to keep people safe, but then it doesn't outline any course of action about reopening it, what measures are being taken to make it safe, what the actual safety issues are. Just says we need to shut this down to keep it safe, and that is so vague. And I know that neighborhood councils, they don't get away with having such vague language in their motions. It's not raining out, but we still have an emergency order for rain. I don't know what that's about. We also have a lot of REAP motions. Okay, so let's talk about REAP. So first of all, let me say what it stands for: Rent Escrow Account Program. Okay, so when your landlord lets roaches crawl over your floor, won't replace your broken refrigerator, the heat is not working at night, you're so cold. The problem with REAP is that all the landlord has to do is give you what you paid for, then they get all their money. They don't pay penalties for renters. Tell me, how could that be sweet?
Escape, no doubt.
What we need from REAP is a mandated break from rent to benefit the tenant and encourage the landlord's diligence in fulfilling their part of the contract. Lots of REAP. That's lots of REAP. And normally when I break a contract, the other person doesn't have to hold up their end of the bargain. But for renters, that's not how it works.
Look at him go. Look at him go.
We had some other motions today.
Look at him go.
We had a lien, an abatement and lien. So first we say abate, then we lien. And these are like standard regular motions that we see a lot on the agenda, right? But then it begs the question, why aren't we doing more to prevent the scenarios that give us this busy work in the first place? So we have on item 1 here, protests, appeals for, that's the abatement. Again, first we say abate, then we lien. The abatements and the liens, they're just never ending. I don't know, maybe the city is just not doing the best it can here. So I'll go ahead and move on to general public comment.
Okay.
Hugo and Ulysses have lots to say to the DSA. But then in meeting things when they cast their vote. A few things to note. They usually go with the consensus of this corrupt body and approve funding for police and landlords, or things like big rewards for snitches. How could that be socialist? I forgot to mention it, yeah, the DSA is bullshit. They're a psyop, they're a scheme for campaign money laundering. The candidates they support uphold the status quo. They don't want to give us housing. They don't want to fund the schools. All they want is a good career. The DSA is bullshit. Missed you on Sunday, Ulysses. Shout out to Smoke and Scan. Be nice to Candido, though, because he's a good guy.
19-time Grammy Award winner Stacy Segar Bollinger. Be nice to Candido, the great panderer.
Please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you would like to speak to.
Patrick McOsker, speaking on general public comment.
Stop moving the camera.
Okay, so you have 1 minute.
I want to just start by thanking the Neighborhoods Committee for this morning taking up the issue of access, fair, affordable access for everybody to the city's golf courses, and especially thanks for amending it to address the same for high school golfers, golf teams. Appreciate that very much. And thank you all for owning golf courses. As you take up the budget, I hope you will consider the issue of high school golf access and costs and fees so that you can count on what it'll cost, and we can count on what it'll cost as well. I want to tell you that I think that the policy could be better, but more importantly, thanks for giving us access to your golf courses, and thanks for owning them. Golf courses, whoever invented municipal golf deserves a Nobel Prize, in my opinion. For those of you that think of golf as an elitist sport for the rich and pampered, I don't blame you, because for the first 100 years in this country, it certainly was. And then somebody maybe sitting around this horseshoe thought, why don't we build golf courses that everyone can afford to play? And thanks to that, we can have high school golf teams out there getting the benefit from their courses. So thank you guys very much. I hope you'll continue to support that.
Next speaker.
He's back there.
The final speaker is no, I won't sign up.
Wait, what? The final speaker? What about Mr. Sachs?
Which items would you like to speak to?
All items and public comment, please.
Okay. So you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment.
Thank you,
Please
sir.
begin with the items.
Thank you. In regards to the stars on Hollywood Boulevard, some of the stars don't really deserve them. But what I think about is when you're coming into Hollywood now, because my family used to own hotels in Hollywood back in the 70s and 80s, and I thought about it was rough back then. But today, as I drive in from the valley, all that graffiti that's along the way there, just graffiti on the bridges. If we could clean up that along with cleaning up the boulevard, someone who's very special, Mr. Frankie Valli, who I had the opportunity to meet and work with in Las Vegas, deserves that star. I don't know why it took so long for him to get the recognition, but that is one gentleman who really, really deserves that star. Let me just move on to public comments, sir. May I?
General public comment. You have 1 minute.
Thank you. Since 2020, I've come before this council to talk about what's happening on Reseda Boulevard. This Sunday, a gentleman in a Tesla was going approximately 140 miles, flew through E.T. Park. Thank God there was a big tree that stopped him. He died. He caught the tree on fire. But a new family had just moved into the house that was above there. And had that tree not been there, we would have probably had 3 kids and 2 parents killed because of that impact. How many times do I have to come before this council and ask you to reverse the previous council and some of the members that are here today, what they ruled on as far as that parking after 6 p.m.? You have to take that back and restrict parking in some of these areas. We are going to have such a tragedy one day in this area, and all you have to do is change it. You could save a life. So please take a look at that and make Los Angeles safer. Thank you, Mr. President.
And shout out to all those tire graffitiers.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you would like to speak to.
My name is Ankur Patel. I'll speak on the 16 items that are open for public comment today and take 1 minute for general comment.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the items.
So just generally, it's wonderful to be able to speak on everything from liens on property that the city does, like on item number 1 in District 4. It's also nice to be able to click through, see that information, connect it to budget, see how much money is going which way. Item number 4 is again in that same, it's actually about Senate Bill 915, the autonomous vehicle.
Speaker, item number 4 is not open for public comment. So
it's marked special.
The items that are open for public comment are items 1, items 14 through 24, and 25 and 26. So you can use your time
Okay, so
on
number
those
14. This is about the declaration of local emergency by the mayor dated February 5th regarding the existence of a local emergency as the city of Los Angeles continues to experience extreme conditions caused by rainstorms pursuant to a previous order. So rainstorms are a serious problem in Los Angeles. The LA River, we concretize that. There's so many different projects that the city has undergone to restore the ecosystem, right? Instead of flash floods that can be dangerous, and every year we have a kid who falls too close to the LA River and disappears. But it is also an opportunity, and that's what this item is about. And again, the bigger, broader idea of using our opportunity here to input and talk about what's going on at City Council, being able to click a link, seeing what is being done, see the report. And some of these items, you can actually see the report. Most of these you can't. That's the continuing message that I want to talk about when we talk about items open for public comment, because people come in here and have no idea what's going on in the agenda. They try to connect to the people with maybe a song to talk about a particular item, like item number 20.
General public comment?
No. You took up 1 minute of my time trying to explain the rules that I understood. I get one more item. I get 1 more minute on item number 20. 1 more minute on item number 20, then 1 more minute on general public comment. So I get 2 more minutes.
No, you get 45 seconds.
So
on
item
everything.
number 20 is relative to that closure on 121st Street. We already heard about it. There actually is a reason described in page 6 of a attached document. So again, I've looked through these documents when I come here and say, what is available? There's a little paragraph from the police officer over there that says there's prostitution going on there. There's violence, there's burglaries. But if you're just clicking around, you can't just see that information easily. So that stretch of land, property, that's going to be closed for an extended period of time, and all these documents, all they do is kick the can down the road. As somebody else said, there's no actual solution in here other than to keep that property closed because of, if you look into it, these types of things. So on general public comment.
General public comment.
I'd like to take my minute to talk about the Charter Reform Commission. Again, the way that the public interacts with the city of Los Angeles could be better. Let's talk aspirational. What could we do? And that's what this charter reform
Joker and everybody
could
else.
do. We're going to pick up the number of city council districts. That's a hot topic. I hope you talk about public comment. I hope you pick up ranked choice voting instead of a primary and a runoff that costs so much money, extends the period, it gives more opportunity for corruption and problems and using your offices to campaign. But still, I believe in democracy. I like elections. I think I come here because I have faith in the power of the podium, of the people, to come here and talk some truth, engage with the city council members, and if it is a democracy, then in the campaign process, put some good ideas out there to solve these problems that are ranging from, you could name it, but that's only a minute. You can follow me at Vote Patel on Twitter.
Vote Patel on Twitter. David Hawkins, thank you so much for the really nice dono. Speedy recovery to your mom. Give her our best from the whole family. Hopefully, everything works out very fast
would you
for
like
her.
to speak to?
Good morning. I'd like to speak on 1.
May she start doing better right away.
19 and 24 in public comment.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general
Thank you,
public
David.
comment. Please begin with the items.
Okay, item number 1 again refers to this REAP bullshit. So I'm advising people to take the dash bus that runs along First Street, heads west, goes down to Figueroa, makes a right, goes about 3 blocks, makes a left, get off at that stop, go back around the corner, Go up the stairs. That's the building that has the REAP offices in it. Go up the stairs. Go to the 11th floor. Bring your paperwork with you. Get any paperwork they offer you. You have an administrative code and you have a municipal code. You'll get charged with both violations.
That's
you
pretty
have
stupid.
to go there and get information from them. It's the only place. They've done away with REAP hearings. They used to have REAP hearings, but they don't do that anymore because they're privatizing the government here. Ever since the new normal, and somebody came in and shot somebody's son who was on the negotiating committee for the union labor. But that's a different story. So now, 19, is it recycle or recycle? It's another grant. Grants are for 20 years. There's so much crap all around the city, it's impossible. You need to wear waders up to your asshole because of all the shit all around. Number 14 refers to a local emergency for, what was it for? Rain. So the county, back in...
He's the best.
January 12th of 2016 refers to a storm-related damage. So what is the county doing that the city isn't doing? You're pulling each other in each direction. It's the biggest scam in America. This is the most corrupt county in the whole country, in the whole freaking world. You have a metro board, you have a city council, and you have a county board. But metro supersedes everything. It's its own private government. It's so fucked up. Now, number 24 refers to Outdoors for All Act. Is that a local act? Is that a federal law, like the Affordable Care Act that was signed into law by President Barack Obama,
What's up, Richard
which
Clark?
would have guaranteed affordable care for all low-income people. But the guy who got involved with the contract with the county said, fuck it. I'm going to steal that money, $660 million, went out and built the stadium in Englewood and said, fuck you.
General public comment.
General public comment
Can't
is
wait for
about we need more equality, not equity. And this discussion about neighborhoods of color. Are they black? Are they brown? I've got coverage right here. This logo is for public health. That's a white logo. But on this paper, that's a black logo. What about a brown logo? Where's the brown community at? There is no brown logo. What about Oriental people? What about Asians? What about Koreans? Who settles in this county?
Asian?
What about Jewish people? Why are Jewish people being excluded? What about Christians? I heard about the City of Angels. If you walk down the street at 8th and Hope, you'll see a sign that says you're living in a city of angels, but they put a top on the L. So how can it be an angel if it's a top on top of the L? And on the bottom, that's not an L.
Speaker, your time is expired.
Fucking
Next
love
speaker.
him.
What the hell's going on? Who changed everything?
Mr. Sachs, we need you to
I
vacate
would
the podium
give
so we can
anything to
move
have
on
him
to
for
our
like a
final
2-hour interview. I wouldn't even say anything. I'd just give him pre-sheet. Here, this is what we want to talk about. Just go. We'll just
speaker.
listen.
And Mr. President, I've been told that there are no one else has signed up after this for in-person, so after the speaker...
Your discretion
has
is
exhausted
advised.
Public comment in the chambers. Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to?
Yes, Pumpkinhead. All the motherfucking items in general fucking comment.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for
Yes,
general public
Pumpkinhead.
comment. Please begin with the items.
Yes, so we have number one. Why, that dirty little cunt Nithya ramen noodle on number one. 22,000 goddamn fucking dollars for a cleanup? Oh, she's not here today. Good. Stay home in shame. No, she's hiding from the union members. Of course. Then we have number fucking 14. We have a goddamn emergency. At UCLA we have an emergency. But this is about water. There's no goddamn water emergency. Fuck
right.
number 14. About 15. 15? That's the CD10? The unelected Heather Hutt? She shouldn't be voting on this.
The
I say
unelected.
no to this.
Just like Ian
And
said.
then the indicted one on number 16, yes. Excellent job. And then, of course, Pat McOsker, that now we know there is a Tim McOsker, on number 17. I don't know which McOsker, but we will support it. And then number 18, the indicted one, makes a return. On a REAP. Excellent job. We support it. And then recycle, or is it recycla? I don't recycle anything. I just take it and I give it to Eunice, and I think she throws it in the garbage, and then it goes into the ocean to be eaten by whales. Then we have Figueroa and Hoover Street. Yes, Pat McOsker, known as Tim, knows that's a fucking dangerous gang shithole, and he wants to clean it up and close it for an 18-month additional period. I will make a friendly amendment. Let's extend it to 50 years. Oh, okay. That's right. Good. He's cleaning up the mess left after Janice Hahn and the late Mike Bonin. Then we have Dave Chappelle on item 21. He did a beautiful thing, bringing us the attention of the KKK. And don't forget Marquise's favorite skit, the racial draft. Remember that? Yeah, that's right. The Wu-Tang crew was adopted by the blacks. Or was it the Asians?
It was
Yes.
the Asians.
Perfect. A racist comedian being honored on a star. I fully support it. Then we got Frankie Valli, the guy that sings like a little queer. And of course we support it because, as Hugo knows, Hollywood is filled with queers. No steers, just queers. And then we have Chris Hemsworth. Who the fuck is that? What the hell did he do? He's not in prison. Oh, okay, then we don't support it. Only racists and felons we support on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. The rest of you can go fuck yourselves. And now
General
we have
public
the
comment?
general comment. Yes, 50 Guns, known as Candido, talked to me about John Lee. And we were a little hard on the other day, so we just want to take a step back and note that John Lee's not that bad of a guy, so we just want to make a partial apology. You're not as bad as Donald Trump, and you're not as bad as Curran Price. Why? I don't know why, but thank you for noting that. We will now separate, and the critics note that. Okay, I'm noting this. Separate Stafford B. John Lee from the Donald Trump Curran Price bucket. Chuck. Yes, very good. It's a substantial upgrade. And finally, how come we're missing the two Jewish community members here? Passover was over, and Passover is a devil holiday. Now you may return to work. Finally, thank you to UCLA and the Palestinian protesters. Fuck the Jewish students at UCLA.
Wow. Speaker, your time has expired.
Well,
And
this
again,
Semite watches
so it looks
the
like
show,
we've exhausted
apparently. I
public
love it.
comment. Mr. Sachs?
Because you know,
Mr. Sachs, this
everybody
is your
knows
first and only warning. Please do
who
not disrupt
gave
this
him
meeting.
the
We need to move
50
on to
Guns
public comment on
nickname.
the phones.
We all know who gave it to him.
Now we have two people disrupting the meeting.
So somebody's watching
All
the
right.
show.
We'll go to phones now for 15 minutes.
Yeah, I'm getting the next one ready right now.
Caller ending in
All right, here we go with the
9519.
calls.
Please press
Okay,
star
hold on,
6 to
hold on,
unmute.
Yes, this is Jason, and I'm a smoker scan viewer.
Good morning. I'm going to ask if you can lower your voice just a little bit.
There's
And
two.
which items would you like to speak to?
My bad, that pumpkin head. What items are available?
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that one more time?
All available items and general public comment.
So you have 3 minutes for the items. That's items number 1, 14 through 24, and 25 and 26, and 1 minute for general public comment.
well.
Please begin with the items.
Have mighty mighty, sir. Thank you. What's up to the smoke scan community, first of all, there. I was, hey, girl, I'm down here on Figueroa, and I'm trying to get one of these hoes, let me use their mouth like a shooting range. So I was wondering if you could let me borrow $20 or something there, brother. Just off the rip there. If you got it there. If not, I don't know. Maybe she'll take an IOU, but I'm still gonna need that $20 there. Shout out to the goat puppet in the house. doing things, putting it
Speaker,
down
I
for
can't
us,
tell which item
and,
you're speaking to, and a shout out to the Goat Puppet is not on the agenda. So please identify the item you're speaking to, or I'm going to move you to general
Fucking
public
love
comment.
Well, how about Mr. I can't give a shout out to the Goat Puppet today. He's doing big
So
things.
I've asked you to identify the items. I'm going to move you to general public comment. So you have 1 minute for general
Losing
public
too
comment.
much, Walter? I don't
Do
think
your
that's
thing,
possible.
brother.
but
As
all right.
I was saying, shout out to the focus can community. Damon, you're doing big things, you know. Thanks. I'm glad you got something in the belly there. Maybe you'll leave you alone there. But we're having a good show. And last night we did a long one there. My man is Don't Let Struggle today, so you got to bear with him there. We had a good show last night. You know, watching, you know, people tear up shit over there. And, you know, I guess UCLA, wherever the hell he was at.
Jason,
I've been there for a little bit, but I had to go to bed on you today, man. I can't be up all day, man. I got shit to do, brother. But shout out to Candido, you know, the Big Pander, aka 50 Guns, PK 50 Guns, you know, shout out to Stacy, you know, big thing. And I guess y'all have a good one now.
Shout out to Jason. Man, he gave that's like the fourth shout out for Candido today. What's going on?
Caller ending in
Were we that rough on him by
please
calling
press
him the
star
Great
6 to unmute.
Panderer? I don't think so. Instead of 50 Guns, I gave him that nickname. Everybody knows that.
Caller ending in
So for Spindler to say
7255,
that,
please press
there's
star
no
6
way
to
in
unmute.
hell that he ain't watching this show. No way.
So caller ending in the last four digits 7255. This is your last opportunity to speak. Please
Might
press
be.
star
Hello?
6. Yep, we can hear you. So good afternoon, or sorry, good morning. Which
Big ups
items
to
would you
Jason.
like to speak to?
Yeah, it's still morning, 11:30.
Richard Serrano.
Yeah, all items in
Oh, no,
public
that's not
comment,
Richard
please.
Serrano.
Okay,
Sorry.
so you have 3
Thought it
minutes for
was.
the items and 1 minute for general public comment.
Maybe it
Please
is.
begin with the items.
Being May Day, first let me recognize Hugo Soto Martinez
It is
and
Richard Serrano.
Marquise Dawson for standing with the unions, being arrested on their causes. That's what a council person does, represent his people. Second, number two, the Scarlet Letter. People getting elected by any people that are lobbyists should wear a Scarlet Letter. That way they know who's represented them, who paid them, and who they owe those favors to. Number five.
So
Does
speaker,
anyone
item
here,
number
other
5
than
is
I,
not open for public comment.
Other
So,
than them,
the
I
items that
am.
are open for public comment are 1, 14 through 24, and 25 and 26. So you're welcome to speak to those items, or you can speak to the other items during general.
Okay, 1, 14, 15, 18 are all REAP items. You guys called quorum, a city attorney, and you counted out 10 people. Yet your first vote showed with Price recusing himself as 11-0. How do you get an 11 count vote with 10 people in the quorum, as you counted out at the beginning of the meeting? Sorry for paying attention, but someone has to, since city council people don't.
They don't know how to count, Richard.
You counted out 10 people for quorum, and then you voted out 11-0 on your first vote.
Can't count to 10. Richard.
Those are REAP items. Parker
folks.
Corian is a landlord. He should not be voting on anything doing with rent control or anything doing with landlords. So I'm sorry for paying attention, but are you guys going to go back and change what you guys do and then be called out on Los Angeles Times that you did it and lied to in court? This is getting ridiculous here that no one's paying attention to what you guys do, and you guys don't pay attention to the people. Let me go to public comment.
Okay, you have 1 minute for general public comment.
Monica Rodriguez, yesterday on number 21, you said good intentions is a tool of gentrification. Like the historic communities should not be displaced for backing up Ms. Hernandez. But yet you're going to put the light rail in Pacoima doing exactly, you know, a serpent has a split tongue. Why do you do this? You want to sound good? Be good. You're going to displace Pacoima in your district. And everything you said to back up Ms. Hernandez about displacing the historical area you represent, Ms. Hernandez, with that light rail, you could care less, right? Because your intentions were good. Someone's good idea is going to displace that small community. We get together once a time for a Cinco de Mayo, that won't be there no more. Panorama City, again, having that fair in the middle of Van Nuys Boulevard, that won't be there no more. It's okay.
Yes, he ran for his city council
Next
seat.
caller?
Caller
Richard
ending in
Serrano, that last guy that was just
4208.
speaking.
Please press
He
star
knows what's
6 to
happening.
unmute.
He's not a dummy.
Rob Kwan, I'd like to speak
Shout out to
on
Rob Kwan.
all items and general public comment.
Okay,
He
so you have
sounds as
3
tired
minutes
as
for the
I
items
do.
and 1 minute
Rob
for
must have
general
been at
public
UCLA.
comment. Please begin with the items.
Yeah, I would just want to echo Stacy's concerns. Like, why are we still declaring a local emergency regarding rain in February? Like, we get shit on for taking rain too seriously in LA and freaking out, and we got a state of emergency from a storm in February? Move to my general public comment. Just absolutely
you have 1 minute.
absurd to see you guys praising May Day. At the same time, Bob just so happens to schedule the only public comment at a budget hearing the exact time that people are really heading to Hollywood for that protest. It really didn't make sense to me at first because it was like, y'all usually want to speak at these things. What's the issue? And then I realized I saw the graphic showing that they were calling out genocide, and that's a step too far for Bob. I would be surprised if he scheduled it intentionally just as a fuck you. What happened at UCLA last night is absurd and disappointing to see a lack of leadership from the council member, both sidesiness. You can't identify whose safety is being threatened by who, despite fireworks, bear mace, lasers being deployed. Mere possession of those things is banned by law, but we don't apply that to right-wingers, only lefties. Someone could get shot in cold blood, and you motherfuckers would describe that as a flash. We had a thank you to the mayor and LAPD. LAPD sat around with their hands on their asses for like 4 hours.
Okay. Speaker, your time has expired.
Oh,
Next
I
caller.
wanted to hear him go on.
Call in user 2.
I love Rob
Please
Kwan,
press star
man.
6 to unmute.
No nonsense.
What's up, nerds and virgins? Smoking Scan, Brock and
Good morning.
Landers,
Which
Los
items
Angeles
would you like to
private
speak to?
investigator.
There's
All
5.
open items and general public comment, please.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the items.
All right. 14. This council and mayor need to stop using emergencies to govern, to try to get past budgeting. With the way homeless has been mishandled, with the $24 billion that can't be accounted for, how much of that money did L period A period get? Between homelessness and this rain, obviously this administration can't handle regular day-to-day operations, let alone emergencies. So maybe they should just step down and let Smoke and Scan step up and do it, because we could do a better job collectively. 20. I'm against this closure of Figueroa. Jason, a Smoke and Scan viewer, spends a lot of time on Figueroa, and he, donates money to a lot of businesses up on Figueroa. And I don't think he would appreciate that he's, not having that ability to do that if it's closed. And haven't we learned that closing things for public safety doesn't always have the best outcome for businesses? 21. It's about time you brought back Dave Chappelle. Half Baked was a great movie. It taught us all the best way to quit a job. Very disappointed to see that all the white people that got stars while you guys delayed Dave Chappelle's for like a month or whatever. Frankie Valli I can't speak to if he sounds a little girly, I guess, too bad for him. And, I enjoyed the Thor movie, so why not give Mr. Hemsworth a star? General public comment.
Thor, that's who he was.
You have 1 minute.
To the people like Mr. Serrano saying that I sound like a sexual predator, just like Donny Osmond, I'm a soldier of love, and I'm packing a love gun. I'm not a predator. And to all the female Palestine protesters, I offer you some support from an unlikely place. From the river to the sea, I will lick you where you pee. Pro-Hamas terrorists won't much that box. To them, your period blood is worse than locks. Rocklanders will treat you right. You can give him another set of red wings and he won't even wipe. From the river to the sea, Randy with an eye, I will lick you where you pee.
A law enforcement type of guy.
Mr.
who was
Candido,
hired
please do not
by
interrupt
people
this meeting. This
to
is your
stop
first and
these
only
bad
formal
individuals.
warning. Next
Oh,
caller.
shout out to
Caller
Randy
ending in
with the eye.
9204.
She got
Please
her.
press star 6 to unmute.
She got her shout out. Shout out to Brock, man. Always a good call.
I'll just speak to public comment. My name's Adam Smith.
Okay, so you have 1 minute.
Love Brock, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry I don't have a song this morning. I'm glad there was a presentation on May Day, and think that if council members are going to celebrate May Day, they must really lift up the international history of the day and what that means today, particularly. And one thing that means today is recognizing the working people in Palestine being absolutely decimated by American-made weapons,
the workers,
some that are manufactured and supplied from our city and port, and the decades of U.S.-backed settler colonial violence that has been ongoing in Palestine. That means recognizing how students in this city standing up against the genocide in Palestine that so few of you have even said anything about, like the students at UCLA last night, are being violently targeted for speaking out against the institutional complicity in the genocide being perpetuated by Zionist forces in Palestine. And to that point, anyone who's talking about International Workers' Day today in LA should be talking about the ways in which U.S. domestic police agencies, particularly the LAPD that was sent in to target anti-genocide USC students last week, share tactics and technologies with those same forces in Israel and use our communities from
Caller, your time has expired. Next caller.
Oh, they dunked him.
Caller ending in 2616, please press *6 to unmute.
Thank you. It's Eric Previn.
Eric Previn, the
and
lawyer.
I'd like to speak on the available items and also general public comment.
So you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public
Lawyer
comment.
fight
Please begin
incoming.
with the items.
Well, is that an option? I'd like to speak on the general public comment first. Is that an option?
No, please start with the items first, and then you can move to general public comment.
Do as we
All right.
say.
Okay. Fair enough, Grote. I'm not going to quibble with the quibbler. We're going to declare a local emergency. Apparently, we declared yet another one.
Quibble with the quibbler.
But this one has to be about the horrible corruption, because Bloomingfield is going to try to make for the exit, but the emergency on item 14 is going to prevent that, because having 60 seconds on a massive budget, which is a dramatic reduction on the public comment that's been offered previously, is simply an affront to open government and the right of the people to oversee the instruments. And by instruments, I mean tools, in the case of Mr. Krikorian, Mr. Harris Dawson, and Blob Liebenfeld. I want to thank Pat McCosker for identifying that municipal golf is so important, and shame Nithya Raman and Paul Krikorian about their abnegation of their professional responsibility about Weddington, which is the beloved part of Studio City, the heart, the lungs of Studio City, that are being destroyed by an imperious bunch of aristocrat billionaires who don't give a shit about the people of Studio City, as they constantly prevaricate and lie about what's available for the people given this horrible project that they've put forward. I want to thank Chappelle and Hemsworth for coming out for their Walk of Fame stars, and echo what Cigar Bollinger said, which is good luck finding a place to crack a leak. And, you know, this is not, Mr. Soto Martinez, I direct this to you because I know that you also appreciate cracking a leak after several margaritas, but, buddy, we can't have a system or an urban public space without restrooms. I know Don Knabe and all the badass right-wingers made everyone believe, including Krikorian, that bathrooms are the enemy of the people because they prevent, you know, they encourage bad things. Also, in item number 11, when you make a note about AB...
Speaker, item number 11 is not open for public comment, so you can speak to it during general, but please stick to the items for now.
Right, that's the one about the... Okay, fine, that's the one about the Ralph M. Brown Act. Fine, I'll go back to the ones that I can speak on, like the government ethics ordinance, number 2. Here you have Paul Krikorian.
Speaker, item number...
1,600-something days. What's that? Sorry, Grote? Is 2 not available?
Item number 2 is not open for public comment, so please stick to the items that are open, or I can move you to general public comment if you'd like.
Okay, so the one about government transparency has been whisked off to the back room. Okay, fine. Yeah, let's go to the general public comment, because I don't want the people to have to wait. I want as many people to get in as possible. So here's my general public comment. You ready? The whole idea of denying virtual... Yeah, thank you. The whole idea of denying virtual comment at committee meetings is on the table, okay? That is as corrupt gets. And you can serve it on a nice little papyrus right over to Paul Krikorian. who has served up to the people of Los Angeles the biggest insult in 25 years of relative improvements to the way people can participate. He has set us back. He makes Herb Wesson look like Mr. Clean. Okay? This is very, very bad. We need to open immediately the right for people to give comments on these agendas, and including the budget, which is more than one item, Blumenfield. Don't be stupid. Really, it makes you look so bad to defend these draconian, and we're not stupid. It looks like Krikorian was the one who gave so much, and now Bob's the bad guy. It's all the same horrible trajectory away from public input.
Blair, your time has expired.
I like Eric Brevin because he gives him a little tongue
All right, I
lashing
believe that
without being mean.
concludes
That's
public
it?
comment both in chambers and telephonically. What is available for the council to consider at this time?
Mr. President, the council may now vote on items 14 through 24.
All right, items 14 through 24, those items are now before us. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
All right, what's next?
Well, remember, they need to get out
Mr.
of here
President, the
because they're going to
council
have
may now
those May Day
consider item
protests.
one.
They do every
Please
year.
note there is a
And
recommendation
these
from
folks
the
have
Los
to show
Angeles
their
Department of
solidarity.
Building
I
and
mean, get
Safety
votes.
to
I mean, show their
receive and file the
solidarity.
lien. A motion
their
is required
support.
for this item.
All right,
Yeah, they'll go out there and pander for the
move
votes.
that
Yeah, we really
receive and
care
file
about
this.
you.
Is
That's
there a
why I'm
second?
here. Vote for me.
Councilmember Park, seconds.
Then
it's
they
been
get the
moved and
vote, and
seconded
then they'll be
that
back
item
in
is
here
now
crying,
before us.
crying
Let's
to these
open the
people
roll,
about what went wrong.
Close the roll, tabulate the vote.
Oh, wait, you were at the march with us.
12 ayes.
What
All right,
happened?
what's next?
Mr. President, the council may now consider item 4, called special by Councilmember Soto Martinez for comments.
Excellent, Councilmember Soto Martinez.
Tam
Thank you so
Tam?
much, Council President.
I would say it's pretty
And
tame.
So I want to sort of
because
give
they
a little
canceled all
explanation to
classes
this vote.
on the
this
campus.
is about supporting the resolution
I'd say
about Senate Bill
the
915,
homeless encampment is still
which is
there.
about giving Angelinos say in how we regulate this new automated technology. Because I believe that our city should not be the test subject for the tech industry. As elected officials around this horseshoe, we are the ones that are responsible for keeping our constituents safe and making different decisions about planning and land use and how many things operate in the city. The CPUC is an unelected statewide body without any local context, and they should not be making policy for the city of Los Angeles. This common sense legislation will keep
Guys,
California
is there an
roads
echo
safe
right now?
and put power
I don't
back
hear
into
anything.
local
I'm just wondering
communities.
if it's still
Because
there.
of that and because of the widespread spread support this effort has been from California elected leaders at the state
No.
office,
BJ?
from labor unions and community
That's good.
organizations, I ask for your I vote, and thank you so much.
I mean, nobody said anything. I'm just wondering.
Thank you, Mr. Soto Martinez. All right, this item is now before us. Let's
All
open
right,
the roll.
good. So again, I
Close
didn't
the roll,
change anything.
tabulate the vote.
So that
12
gotta
ayes.
mean it's them.
All right.
I don't know.
What is next?
Mr. President, the
There,
council may
it's
now
not
proceed
there.
to closed session
It's just
for
the
items
gremlin.
25 and 26.
Good shit. I'm glad you guys don't.
All right.
Good.
Let's, sergeants, let's prepare the room for closed session.
Oh, they're closing the session, guys. That's it. I'm telling you, they want to get out of it. What time is it? Hour 27 minutes. And considering that it was literally an hour of them talking bullshit, you know what I mean? It wasn't like a whole fucking hour, 27 minutes of public comment. We know that. Right? So really, what did we get? Like a little less than an hour? I mean, I'm sorry, a little more than a half hour of public comment. Time for the secret squirrel meeting. That's it. And speaking of that, remember, guys, the 6th. Today is the 1st. The 6th should be the next live Dalton City Council meeting. Now, again, you know, you just had one of their members indicted, or, you know, so I don't know. We shall see what's going on there. I don't know if we're going to get the meeting. It would be really awesome if we do, because it's got to be fireworks. This shit's got to be fire. It just has to be. But I'm going to hop off now because, guys, I need to go to sleep. I'm tired. I haven't slept much. Obviously, they're done for the day. So, yeah, I'm going to go hop off for now. If anything pops off at UCLA or whatever, I'll be keeping my eye on it, and I will go live for you for that, guys. So that way we don't miss out on that. But I would say, if anything, it's not going to be too live until later in the day, I would assume. If anything today, due to the classes being canceled and all that stuff, one to assume they have, you know, now that the police came in and got the job done for the hall monitors can kind of hold the ground for the moment. Because, again, they're not trying to, what do you call it? They're not trying to remove the homeless encampment, in a sense. If they were, they would have done it by now. Super Mayor statement says, don't believe the fake news. Okay. Well, there's too many news organizations that are legitimate talking about it, so we know that her right-hand man got in trouble. But, again, he got in trouble for his own bankruptcy filings. That's what he got. Nothing to do with the actual city. But I did hear now that the FBI is also looking into... Remember, because she's on the Thornton Township. She's the supervisor. That's why she calls herself the super mayor. She's the mayor of Dalton, all while still being the supervisor of the township, of Thornton Township. So now they're looking into both. Especially, apparently, the tree trimming. They think that was the scam. Because remember, we were going crazy over how much the tree trimming bill was for the city. And I think that's, again, how they say she was allegedly, possibly doing it. Hiring her friend, giving them big six-figure accounts to cut the trees. They cut a couple of trees, make it seem like it's, and they can legitimize 6 figures instead of it being well low into the 5 figures kind of thing. Get a little kickback. So, yeah. You want to hear some? I'll give you the burning dookie before we go.
That needs to go. Why are we sitting in a town that burns feces? Why is that going on? Jason, you were at the ribbon cutting. Dubs was at the ribbon cutting. Ed Steve was at the ribbon cutting. Why are we in a town that burns dookie?
I'm telling you, I could hear her for a straight hour. I would love to give this chick a full hour on my show. I won't say a fucking thing. I'll just be loading up bag after bag. Yeah. Just go. You go. Go. Let her rip. I mean, Mr. Sachs, Mr. Harlan, as long as he doesn't scream into the mic. I'd be down, man. I miss Mr. Harlan, dude. Hopefully, seriously, no joke, I hope the dude's okay. Hopefully he just decided to give it a little rest. Maybe it's too much for his blood pressure. But, yeah. Am I going to watch the Dalton? Yeah, that's what I was just talking about, SWAT. You might have just joined. Yeah, so it'll be live on the 6th, I believe. So we'll be live for that if it's live. That's you can bet your bottom dollar. You can take that to the bank, as they say. So I'm going to take care of stuff I need to do around the house, packing up some baseball cards and that kind of stuff. You guys have a fantastic day and fabulous hump day. If nothing pops off at UCLA, I will not be live. If there's no chase, I will not be live until Friday morning. But, of course, if there's a chase or something changes at UCLA, I will be live. So please keep those notifications on. Shout out to all you guys. Thank you to Brock and Jason for the great shout outs. Thank you to Stacy as well. And you guys have a fantastic day and enjoy yourself. Be safe out there. And hopefully we'll see you on the next one. On behalf of Stink Bomb, who's over here just laying, and myself, we're out of here.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Yeah, you guys. I'm again.